Robbo, good to be back.
Yeah, always nice to be back. You know, the Premier League, we kind of picked up a little bit before the break, and the break probably came at a bad time, so we were just itching to get back. You know, obviously the boys that went to World Cup had more important things. I was just sitting around waiting for this to come back. So good to be back. You know, a really tough place to come. We knew it was always going to be difficult, and yeah, first half I thought we were really good. Could have had a couple more goals, and we knew they were going to have a reaction. Second half they came out and it kind of got off to the worst possible start. You know, we conceded a goal, it was offside, yeah, but you know, that kind of lifted their fans, lifted them, and then they went and got the goal, and it was important that we reacted. And yeah, we had to sit deep, we had to dig deep a wee bit, and had to defend our box, but I thought we'd done it really well. Two centre backs were heading away everything, and Alisson, when called upon, was there, and then you know, we've hit them on the counter attacking 3-1, and it meant the away end could enjoy the last 10 minutes a wee bit better.
It was a really open game. Was that partly due to the fact that maybe both teams are dusting off the cobwebs a little bit? Yeah,
probably. You know, I watched a couple of games, you know, today when we were kind of waiting about for the game, and they all kind of followed the same suit. You know, I watched the Brentford-Tottenham game, and that was kind of back and forward, and yeah, maybe it has a part to do with it. You know, lads obviously getting used to the way we play again. You know, there's at least been 7 or 8 of them away playing different formations, with different players and things like that, and then we've been working hard in training, but it doesn't quite match the Premier League. So we're buzzing to be back. The away performances this season haven't been quite up to scratch, and it's so important to start with 3 points, and you know, hopefully a big step in the right direction.
I suspect you may be aware of it, but a record-breaking assist for you today, the most by a Premier League defender out on your own now. All those medals you have at home, I'm sure, mean far more, but it's a nice little accolade to have, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Like, you know, you don't really look into individual things, and you know, you always play for the team, and we all do that. But I knew I'd equalled it against Southampton. You know, I think somebody reminded me at half-time against Southampton. I was just desperate to get it in the second half so I could go away and enjoy my holiday, but it wasn't quite meant to be. And yeah, it's been something in the back of my mind. Of course it is, and you know, when you know that, and you're up against some unbelievable players, you know, from the Premier League. But like, you know, obviously I'm out mowing just now, and I've managed to go ahead of Leighton Baines, who obviously had fantastic numbers, but you know, there's a certain somebody quite close behind me, and yeah, he's got a lot more years on his side, unfortunately, and I'm sure he'll overtake it. But for just now, I'm happy to be there, just happy to contribute. It was Mo was a great Trent's ball, unbelievable ball.
I was going to say, I feel like you should get a secondary assist for the ball you make, Trent.
Yeah, look, sometimes they're more important than the actual, you know, getting an actual assist. The ball to me was unbelievable, and I've just seen Mo across the front, and it was a perfect start. It was, because we obviously had I put the ball across the face for Darwin. He didn't quite get it. We got a corner, so we were on top from the start, and it was important that you have to capitalise on that, and luckily we did that. Mo was there, and you know, a pretty easy finish for him, and yeah, happy days to contribute, and then you know, obviously 3 points, most important thing today.
Lovely moment for young Stefan as well, who's making quite an impression.
Stefan's been brilliant since he's came in. Dubai was big for him, you know, trying to take a wee bit more on. We had a lot of young players there, and you know, obviously he's been in and around it more, and you know, he's young, but you know, he had some responsibilities, and he's quickly grown up. He's quickly learning. You know, a couple of things we had to speak to him about. Timekeeping isn't his best thing, but he's adapting to it. But on the pitch, he's a fantastic player, and he's got a lot of you know, he's got a huge future ahead of him, lots of potential, and he was unbelievable today. You know, when he came on, he broke up the play. You know, that's what he's probably well known for. Not quite his goal scoring, but it was a massive goal for us. You know, so happy for him. And you know, young Ben, I've got a soft spot for young Ben, and for obvious reasons, and when he came on, I was just buzzing for him. You know, such a young age, been unbelievable since he's came into the squad. You know, no fear, trying to dribble past all of us, keeping us young and keeping us fresh, and you know, I think you've seen that today. And yeah, fair play to all the young lads. They all step up. We've got some brilliant ones round about us, and it's important we try and help them, and they're the future, and I think they both showed our future's pretty bright.
A pretty underwhelming start to this new Premier League season. Well, not so new now, of course, but they've shown clearly signs of progression in recent weeks. So that's 6 of the 10 games played so far this match week. Interestingly, as you can see there, no home wins as yet, just the 1 draw and 5 home defeats that followed what happened at Brentford earlier today. Spurs came back from 2-0 down to draw with the Bees earlier. 9-man Crystal Palace lost 3-0 at home to Fulham. Mitchell and Tompkins were both sent off for the home side at Selhurst Park. Rayan Ait-Nouri scored a 95th minute winner for Wolves at fellow strugglers Everton. It's 6 wins in a row for Newcastle. They beat Leicester Leicester by 3-0. Brighton also hit 3 in their win at Southampton, with Liverpool just beating Villa moments ago. Still to come, Premier League leaders Arsenal take on West Ham, with 3 more games to come over the next 2 days. It's Chelsea, Bournemouth and Manchester City against Nottingham Forest on Tuesday, and then Leeds against Manchester City on Wednesday. Sorry, Manchester United against Forest, and then Leeds, Manchester City. So Arsenal have the chance to go 7 points clear at the top with a win in our late game. They're 4 ahead of Newcastle, who are now second on 33 points. And Manchester City third on 32. They've played 2 more than the Gunners. Tottenham fourth, 4 points ahead of Manchester United, who've only played 14. Liverpool up to 6th after today's win. They're 5 points off the top 4. Southampton are now bottom after defeat today. They're there on 12 points. Forest yet to play this match week. They're on 13, level on points with Wolves. Everton, along with West Ham, just a point above the bottom 3, and they're followed by Leeds, Bournemouth, Leicester, Villa and Palace. As a result, and take that into account, Michael, that is a big win, and a timely one at that.
Yeah, they absolutely needed this win. Already you're looking at the league thinking they're not going to claw back Arsenal, Manchester City above them, but top 4 is still realistic, and it was a big win against a good team, against a team that have got a new manager. They've got 6 points out of 6 in 2 tough games themselves. So it was a big game for them today, and I thought they performed well, especially attacking.
Yeah, they were 2-0 up at the break, Ian. And you were both talking about, I suppose, the pros and cons of Ollie Watkins maybe not being the natural goal scorer. Yeah. Almost Sod's law, really, that he came up with a goal to reduce the arrears to 2-1.
Law of averages for me. You know what I mean? With all due respect to him, I think this is one of the best crosses you've seen all day. This is a fantastic cross from Luis Diaz. And all you've got to do is just head that back where it's coming from. And I'm not trying to take anything away from him. It's still a difficult header for him because you've got to get it back there. But that cross makes that goal because it's made his mind up. There's only one place you go. Goalkeeper's going that side, watch the keeper, so you put it the other side, bam, you score. So the thing is the other chances. Those are the ones you have to take. That's the bread and butter goal. That's the ones you have to take. The ones what he missed before are the ones you have to take as well. You have to take those chances to put teams like Liverpool under pressure because you can see that Liverpool are still leaky. But they got it done today. Yeah. He will have been relieved to see that one go in, as you said, considering the chances he had. And a moment to remember for Liverpool's 3rd goal scorer today, 18-year-old Stefan Bajcetic, 1 minute and 58 seconds. Having come off the bench, we'll treasure this moment for a while.
He will. This is the thing with DARWIN Nunez as well. The first touch and, running full pelt with a touch like that. I mean, he does so many great things in the game and then so many things that you scratch your head at. But let's focus on Bajcetic. As you say, a teenager coming on, scoring so soon. That's a lovely little touch. Loads of composure there. Just bounces it over the goalkeeper's legs, and it's a brilliant start. I mean, Liverpool started with quite an old team, but they finished with 3 teenagers on the pitch, which is obviously a positive for the future as well.
Absolutely. And at 18 years of age and 65 days, he's the 3rd youngest player to score a Premier League goal for Liverpool, behind Raheem Sterling and a certain Michael Owen. I don't know what it is about today, but you're almost being threatened on all levels right now.
I've got nothing left, no records left. I'm getting taken off me left, right, and centre.
Yeah, but you've been in that position, and what will that do for his confidence?
Oh, it's great to do something early on in your career. As soon as you get put to the test, as soon as you make your debut or something like that, to actually come through with flying colours. It's great because you're just all those years and years and years trying to become a professional footballer, and all of a sudden, it doesn't matter how confident you are, the real thing, playing against the real grown men, and all of a sudden, you do it, you score, you play well, and straight away you just feel like you belong, feel part of it. So he'll be absolutely relieved that he's got his career off to a great start at Liverpool.
Well, there are a few Liverpool players on the pitch today who went straight from the World Cup into the first Premier League game of the restart season. So let's hear now from one of them, Virgil van Dijk.
Virgil, well played. It was a terrific game, lots of chances. How would you analyse the performance?
Good. Obviously, I think there was a period in the second half where we were under pressure, but was a little bit expected, of course, as well. So you have to deal with it, and obviously it's a very tough place to come. They worked a lot on their tactics, I think, over the last 4 to 5 weeks. So it was difficult to know what to expect really with obviously the new coach and stuff. But I think we dealt with it pretty well. good win, good start to hopefully a better, 6 months or something like this, 5 months. So good start, and now time to recover.
So he's clearly relieved that they picked up all 3 points, but there is that footnote, as he's a member of that key defence for Liverpool, that they did concede so many chances. And is that the footnote that Jurgen Klopp will be wanting to remind his players today?
Well, yeah, they did concede a lot of chances today. You have to believe that they won't when the level of opponents get even higher. I mean, they've shown for years and years and years now that they're a top team that can compete at the top level. I don't know what it was about today, but it felt like every time Aston Villa went forward, they were going to create chances, and they were very lucky that a bit of average finishing from Aston Villa didn't punish them. But they got the start that they needed and wanted, and after that, I just thought it was a strange game. Virtually, there was so many chances throughout the whole game for both teams. Yeah. Just a surprise there was only 4 goals in the game.
Welcome back. Half-time at Villa Park, and Liverpool are leading Aston Villa by 2-0. As I mentioned earlier, it could have been 4-4 at this stage, but it isn't. Liverpool clearly took their chances. The first goal, though, Michael, a work of art, was it not?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's seen this type of ball before by Trent Alexander-Arnold, but you can't see enough of it, can you? It's just unbelievable. What a touch. I mean, the vision, the precision of the ball, you know, everything about it is just unbelievable, and a great run from Andy Robertson. That's what also makes the ball a little bit easier, is he knows he's got willing runners ahead of him. Look at him. You can see sets off early, spots early, and that's not an easy ball either. The easiest part of the finish is actually the last one.
That there is amazing. Andy Robertson as well.
What a goal.
Andy Robertson's touch was fantastic.
It's just
fantastic
brilliant. Goal. It's absolutely brilliant. What a goal.
Well, that goal for Mo Salah, it takes his tally in the Premier League away from home to 55. He's now gone level with a certain Michael Owen. Slowly but surely, Michael, your records are dwindling now.
This must be the last one I've got. He's taken everything. He's taken everything off me.
Yeah.
I'm glad you put me above him, though. It lasts for another 5 minutes.
I was told it's alphabetical, mind you.
Absolutely. Keep me above there.
Although someone naughty said it was on height order as well. Also, what was notable was that assist that we got from Andy Robertson, is that he now is the all-time leading assist maker by a defender. 54 to his name, ahead of the likes of Leighton Baines. Fellow teammate Trent Alexander-Arnold actually is lagging behind by some 9 goals. I mean, it only feels like he's only been at Liverpool for a few seasons, but he's already there.
Well, the way Liverpool play, the full-backs and the quality of them, they are, you know, attacking pieces in the jigsaw. I mean, they've always had a functional midfield, and that allows them to attack from wide as well. So, I mean, one, they're amazing players, both of them, but two, that's the way they play as well.
As players have learned what they're doing. Remember when he first got there, he was behind Moreno, and he had to wait a while to get in there. Once he got in, we're starting to see when that £8 million looked like nothing now.
From
what he's
Hull
done.
City.
Yeah.
As far as Liverpool's second is concerned, it looks like Virgil van Dijk's taken some shooting lessons from Mo Salah. This is one of the Egyptian style of goals, is it not?
Well, it's a brilliant reaction from him, because what you want to do in that situation, Michael, I'm sure will verify the fact that you just want to get this on target through the bodies, and that's what he's done. And he's got a lucky deflection off of Conser, but it's the way he's not slashed at it. It's a very controlled strike. He does very, very well. And then that's all you want to do, get it in amongst the bodies, and it might go in off of a body.
Was it going on target?
I don't know if it was going on target.
Got to give it him, though, haven't we?
But that's the thing, it's got to be Virgil's goal, because what you want to do there, and I can't emphasise enough, is not panic, not slash. Get it through the bodies, and then, bam, it might go in off someone.
No, I wish we had Wrighty Cam in that first half when the ball fell to DARWIN Nunez. He had him tearing his hair out, proverbially speaking, not literally. But, Michael, for you, his decision-making, what's been going on?
It's all about that. Manish's decision making. I don't know. Nobody could have given him a shout there. So he's just let up an opportunity that he could have had a shot. This, I don't feel as if the ball was too high for him. I think it's a missed chance. Righty, I wonder what you'd do here.
You know what, Michael?
I think I know what you'd do here.
What would I do?
You'd bring that down.
I'll try and take that on my thigh to kill it, because like for him to do that, I don't think he's got. Look at I think it rolls down his shin as well. You mentioned it. So it's one of those that he's taken the most difficult opportunity, but like I admire his confidence. He takes himself in great position. He just needs a bit of finesse. But with that last one, It's the kind that you know, you're hoping that you get that right. Whereas if you take a touch, the goalkeeper's in no man's land. You get the touch right, bam, you lift it over him or something. But he looks like somebody that gets a lot of chances, and once he gets that bit of finesse to his game, he's going to score a load of goals.
But I think a confident player takes it down, Righty. I mean, I thought...
But his numbers are good right now.
Yeah, they are good. I think there's so much more to come from this lad. I can't believe how raw he is. When I watched him in the Champions League last year, I thought he was a brilliant player. But when I watch him every week for Liverpool now, I think he is so raw. If the coaches at Liverpool can work their magic, this could be an unbelievable player. But I can't believe how many bad mistakes. I watch him, and you tear your hair out watching him, but he's so good, or potentially so good.
Away to Aston Villa. As things stand, they're moving up into the top 6 to within 5 points of the top 4. Partly down to the fact that Villa haven't taken their chances, and particularly Ollie Watkins in.
Yeah, I thought this was a poor run from him. It's a great opportunity. He's right between the defenders where you need to be. Matip's worried about him because he knows can make the run off of him, and he's made a straight run. It's like, it's the margins you can't do that, you know, because that should be a goal, because he needs to be, the margins are so tight, you've got to make better runs than that for me, and that's poor. This is why, for me, in this game, I'm starting Danny Ings, because I think Danny Ings scores that chance there. And that's what you need. Against the Liverpools, against a team at the top end, you need to be able to take the half chances. And again, for me, that is a poor header.
Yeah.
And that's why I can't understand how Danny Ings ain't playing, because against the Liverpool, you need to be able to take at least one of those, because you're not going to get too many.
He's a poor finisher, isn't he?
Yeah.
Ollie Watkins is a poor finisher. He does so much right. You know, I love watching him play. He runs well. He's fast. He's strong. He, you know, everything about him is good. But he's a very, very average finisher, and that's a big problem when you need goals.
That sounds quite harsh. And you spoke about Darwin, but you spoke about Darwin Nunez earlier, saying about how he's raw.
Yeah.
But does he look like a natural finisher or goal scorer to you?
No, I think there's lots to improve with Darwin Nunez as well. I can't believe, as I said earlier before the break, I can't believe how raw he is, actually, how many gaps he's got in his game. But I do think that he can be coached. I do look at him and think, wow, in a few years, this could be an unbelievable player.
I think so.
But he'll go one way or the other, maybe.
Yeah. But the thing with him is that his runs and his cuteness of the way he finishes as well says to me that he's got more about him in respect of confidence. Even the one what Michael said, what came over, he tried to take it first time, whereas you look at Ollie Watkins, he looks like somebody who's desperate to try and make it happen. He doesn't look relaxed enough, and he should be by now, I believe.